So here we got a 4x3" round. It's a little mini cake. Now I've leveled off the top. Now it's time just to create the level. I do have a leveler. You can do this with a serrated knife, but I just choose to use this. Okay. So now that it's leveled, I'm going to put it on a different parchment paper. I am sorry for my voice. It's going today. It's horrible. So now that it's leveled and they are separated, I'm going to fill them and then crumb coat them. If you watched my video earlier about buttercream, on how to make buttercream, this is the buttercream that I made. If you would like to learn how to make it, I'll leave a link down in the description box below. I do have more. I have some that I colored, pink, blue, and green. So yeah, if you want to learn how to make this type of, it's called basic buttercream or American style buttercream. If you would like to learn how to make it, just go ahead and go down to the description box, click the link, and it'll take you right to it. You want to get your turntable, which my turntable has a cardboard round on it. I put a little tape underneath it just to keep it steady. You're going to need a little offset. So you're going to smear on some of the buttercream. It's going to act like glue. So it's going to act like glue. You're going to put your round on. Make sure it's centered. Push it down a little bit. What you can do if you want to keep your cake moist is add a little bit of simple syrup on it, let it soak in, and then you can go ahead and put your filling. But since it's for me and I don't mind, I'm just going to go ahead and fill it. So get some of your buttercream and fill the center. So now that it's filled, I'm going to go ahead and add my layer back on. So put that on. Now I'm going to crumb coat. What crumb coat does is lock in all the crumbs. You don't want crumbs going everywhere. So you're just going to put a thin layer, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Now you're going to want a different bowl or cup or whatever you want to scrape your spatula into. You don't want to go back into your buttercream, because if you do, the crumbs that you have on your spatula will go into that buttercream, and you do not want that. Now I know it doesn't look all that great right now, but I promise you, as soon as you get your second coating on, it's gonna look a heck of a lot better. So I'm just gonna continue this and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that it's completely coated, you're gonna wanna start scraping off. And like I said, do it into a different one. You don't want any of these crumbs in your buttercream at all. So go ahead and just scrape off. Now I don't mean, when I say scrape off, I don't mean like dig into the cake. I mean just lightly take off what you can. So you're gonna continue doing that. And be careful with the pressure. You don't wanna start ripping into your cake. Okay, so, and it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just your crumb coat. So now that it's all coated, it's ready to go into the fridge to chill a little while. And like I said, I know it doesn't look that great, but this is just the first coating. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge to chill, and we'll be back within about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so we're back. It has chilled for a while. So now what we're going to do is put on the second layer, which is the final coating. So we're just gonna blob some on. Be generous with it, don't be stingy, just put on as much as you want. So just go. Let me see if I can raise you up. Okay, so now that we have our little blob on top, you're gonna start smoothing it out. Just go back and forth, make a back and forth motion, and it'll start moving towards the edges. Now the best part about having a turntable is you don't have to move, it moves for you. Perfect. So now you're gonna start wanting to work on the sides. Get some on the back of your offset spatula. Press it up against the side and start working it in. Now I know I've said it before, but I know it looks like a lot, but believe me, once you start going to scrape off, you're gonna end up taking off a lot, but it's gonna look really nice. All right. So I have some warm water here, and what I'm going to do is just dip my little offset into it, just to warm it up a bit. Now I do have a towel here on my lap that I'll be using, just to wipe off the excess water. So what the water's doing is heating it up just slightly. You don't want it piping hot, you just want it a little bit warm, and it helps with the smoothing out. So here I'm just going to smooth out the top. All right, now I'm gonna start working on the sides. So I'm gonna go in with a scraper. And I do have my scraper here. I know it's a little bit large, but it works. So go in and start scraping the sides down. Wipe it off. And you want to make sure that you're at a 90-degree angle and about a 45-degree angle. Straight up and 45 tilted to this side. I don't know if you can see that, but I'll show you this way. So what you want to do is have it like this, so when you do scrape, you're only taking off so much. You don't want to take off a lot. You just want to take off some. Don't put too much pressure, just let it go by itself. Now if you see, I don't know if you can tell here, but it's a little bit down. If you see that, you can add more buttercream to it, so you can build up that edge. And like I said, it's better to add a lot than a little, because like I said before, you're going to be taking off quite a bit. Okay, now that all the sides are smooth, I'm going to clean up the bottom before I start cleaning up the top. So I'm just going to scrape off all the little excess that is there. Now you have a clean board. So here you can see how smooth the edges are. Now we have to go in and smooth the top. So what you're going to want to do is not have it flat, completely flat. You want to have it at a little bit of a tilt. So when you go, a lot of people do it towards them, or you can do it away from you. However you like to do it, it's up to you. So I'm just going to go in and start smoothing those edges. Now I know you're probably thinking it's taking a long time, and frosting a cake does, especially when you want to get it as smooth as possible. When you want a beautiful looking cake, you'll take your time. So now that it's already smoothing out, like this edge here, you can see is a little bit like weird shaped, if you can see that. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a little weird shaped there, just right here. But it's okay. Not every cake is gonna come out perfect. I can tell you as of now, not every cake is gonna come out perfect. The edges is okay, because if you're gonna cover it with fondant, you need to make sure that everything is perfect. Like your edges are good. You wanna make sure of that, because fondant will show your every imperfection. Now, if you're just doing buttercream and you're gonna pipe a border around, then you're solid, you're good. It won't matter about these little edges because they'll be covered. So now I'm just gonna go on to decorating because it's pretty much smooth. I'm gonna clean up real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to transfer your cake from a large board, because I did frost it on a large board and I wanna trade it over to a smaller board. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna come underneath your cake as flat as possible, and you're gonna try and lift. You might need 2 spatulas, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come in with a second spatula to help lift this cake up, and then place it down. Make sure it's centered. And then it might seem scary, but you're gonna have to pull your fingers and your spatula out really fast and just let it fall. 1, 2, 3. So it's a little bit off, so I'm gonna have to fix it. That means moving it. Okay, now that's good. And then I'm gonna have to clean it up. So I'm gonna put this back on top of my turntable. Put it on top. Now that it's a little bit heavier, it's gonna stay, so you don't need the tape. So now I'm just gonna clean up the edges before I start frosting anything. Now I know the edges look a little wonky, but they're gonna be covered with. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with my pink frosting right now, and I have one of those Ruffle tips. I don't know if you can really see that, but it's a Ruffle tip, one of those Ruffle tips. And I'm sorry if it sounds funny. Like I said, I'm sick, so my voice sounds horrible. So what I'm gonna do is make kind of like a ruffled skirt around the cake with the pink, green, and blue. So my first color I'm gonna go in with is my pink. I'm gonna put the coupler on there and let it touch the cake, and just kind of just let it go. So you're going to continue the little ruffle around. Until you meet up with the other side. So here you see me, I'm changing it out. I'm going to do green now. There is a little bit of pink still in the nozzle, but that's okay. I'm going to use that. So I'm going to continue going with the green around. Okay, so I'm going to change out the tip again and move to blue. Okay, so now that it's on, I'm gonna go and start piping. Okay, so I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna do a second layer of blue. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a ruffle of pink, green, and blue. So you're gonna wanna go slowly. So there you can see that it's all ruffled. Let me pick this up. That it's all ruffled. I'm so sorry, my camera died and I didn't notice. So what I'm doing now is just going in with a little, kind of like a pearl border. So you can see, all you're doing is putting a little pressure in one spot, letting go, release, pressure, release, pressure, release, pressure, release, and there you go. So just a simple little border with a little bit of a ruffle. As you can see, there we go. Just something simple, something quick. And that's how you ice a buttercream cake. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment box below and I'll try to answer them as best as I can.